I tell you about the messiest thing I've done this week at the Underground Idol show? It is also kind of funny, but it is low-key a little messy. I did this to myself, but there was this joint performance situation, not performance, there was this joint little concert, and so there were five, five or six underground idol groups at one venue, and then after the performance is when you do a little check. So you that's like the Polaroid and the photo, not the Polaroid and like the talking time and all that. And I go to my group, but also a lot of girlies were recommending that I go to this guy named Xiao Ye, who is from another group, and they tell me like he's very good at being an underground idol. It's really easy to talk to him, and he's good at like saying things you want to hear, essentially. Like he's just good at being an underground idol. And I was like, I don't know if I want to go talk to just someone new, but he and they were telling me he is like of the chosen ethnic group in China, so he is Chinese, but he does speak Korean. I'm like, I don't know, because also like I was thinking like, oh, it'd be fun to like go over and just like talk in Korean, but also I'm like, I don't know. I was just like, I don't know. Turns out he's friends with my 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 bias. I don't know if I even call my bias in the group, but he's friends with Lex, who I talk to a lot and take photos with a lot, and me and Lex is so handsome, but they're like friends. And so I was telling Lex, oh, like back when that group was performing and you were standing in the back just like watching like them, like that was kind of like you were kind of hot. And he was like, oh my god, yes, I was watching my friend Xiao Ye, and we've been friends for 4 or 5 years, we used to train together, da, 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 da. I'm like, it's so funny because my friends were saying like, oh, I could go talk to him, and they're even joking like, oh my gosh, you should like pretend you're Korean, like talk to him in Korean and see, if it works. And he was just like, oh my god, yeah, you could totally do that because he speaks Korean and da 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 da. I'm like, bro, my Korean's not that good, like it won't work. He's like, but you can try. And I'm just like, I guess. And so after talking with Lex, and then I go over to like line up for Xiao Ye, and I'm like, I don't know why I'm doing this, but it seemed like a fun situation, a fun thing. Anyway, it gets to my turn. I just like go up. I'm like, 안녕하세요. 처음 만나서 반가워요. Like, nice to meet you for the first time. And he's already like, okay. And then my photo with him, I was like, let me just do this. And he's like, we were just talking a little bit, and then he just throws out the questions like, 왜 이렇게 한국말 잘해? And like, why is your Korean so good? I'm like, 한국 사람이에요. I'm just like, but I could not keep. I was like, I'm Korean, but I could not keep a straight face. And he's just like, 진짜? 아닌데? Like, I don't think so. And I'm like, immediately like, yeah, I was like, no, I'm not. Like, Lex made me do this. But like he was nice because he just kept talking to me in Korean the whole time. So like even though my Korean looked bad, like we managed to have a pretty nice conversation. We laughed about how like Lex told me to go over here, and he's just like, that's so funny. And it was nice chatting with him. And he was like, again, asked like, oh, why is your Korean good? I'm like, oh, I like, I've just been into K-pop for so long, and I have a lot of Korean friends. And he's asked me like, oh yeah, what groups do you like? And I'm like, oh, I really like the second generation groups. Like, I'm really into Shiny, Big Bang, like G-Dragon. And he was just like, so your age is, and I'm like, and so yeah, I'm old, man, I'm old. But it turns out he's only 2 years younger than me, so it wasn't like crazy. Like, he wasn't like born in 05, which I'm always like constantly scared about. But and then he was like, okay, what do you want me to write in the back? And I'm like, I had not thought this far. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. And then I was like, write what you want to say to Lex. And he was like laughing about it. And he said to me like, I'm gonna write like, 애기 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 제가 잘 부탁해요, like something like that. It's just like, I'll take care of the baby, and the baby like being me in this case. And I was just like, but I'm not a baby. I'm not your eggy. And he was just like, no, but like everyone here, like they come to me, they're my eggy, they're my baby. And I'm like, damn, boy, you smooth. I literally like, I wasn't like, I know any other like girl would be like, oh my god, and I was just like, damn, you're smooth. Game respects game. I can't believe I just said that. But then I didn't look, and I thought that was what he really wrote. And then I see over there like Lex is like free, so I'm like going over to Lex, and in my head I'm like, hey, look at this funny thing your friend did, isn't this funny? But because I didn't read what this said, he like took it over and he had this very confused look on his face, like, and then he turned it over and I'm like, wait, I don't need you to see that part. And he's just like, oh, and he's like, how did it go? Because that's when he recognized like him, right? And he's like, how did it go? I'm like, I got found out immediately, man. I told you my Korean is shit. Like, man, I did not, it didn't work. And I'm like, but he wrote you a message, like, and then he read it again, and he's like, he wrote you a message, and I'm like, And then he wrote like, baby, met you for the first time, really happy, and then I'll see you again. But Lex thought like I didn't understand what this was, and he was just like, so he was just like, he wrote you a message, and then he like translated it for me, and I'm like, oh, that man lied to me, and now it's messy. It's not even messy. It's just like, it's so unserious. That's what it is. It's so unserious. So, yeah, don't trust underground idols who are good at their job.